While this is the golden age of this kind of reporting and writing, it's also a golden age for crap journalism, and for some of the most amazing technological advances for stuffing it down your throat. A lot of daily reporting and news commentary just reinforces everything we already think about the world. It lacks the sense of discovery, the curiosity, the uncorny human-sized drama that's part of all these stories. A lot of daily reporting makes the world seem smaller and stupider. In that environment, these stories are a kind of beacon. By making stories full of empathy and amusement and the sheer pleasure of discovering the world, these writers reassert the fact that we live in a world where joy and empathy and pleasure are all around us, there for the noticing. They make the world seem like an exciting place to live. I come out of them feeling like a better person, more awake and more aware and more appreciative of everything around me. That's a hard thing for any kind of writing to accomplish. In times when the media can seem so clueless and beside the point, that's a great comfort in itself. This is from a book by Ira Glass. It's a whole bunch of nonfiction stories that he edited together. I just saw Ira Glass this past Saturday at Lisner Auditorium in Washington, D.C., Georgetown. And I have to talk about, I want to talk about This American Life. Bless you. Bless you. It's a radio show that's on NPR, and he used to have a show on Showtime that was basically This American Life, but with a camera. And it was a lot like what I do. It's just like that. It's stories, nonfiction stories about true things and real people, real voices of America, and kind of showcasing people that are just people that live in our country. And it's really, I think it's really enriching and important to be able to listen to these stories and realize the kind of people that are surrounding us. And we maybe don't always notice our neighbors and stuff, but then we find out that our neighbors have really interesting and compelling and often really touching stories to tell. There's a lot of importance in the things that YouTubers do as well, especially the YouTubers who do vlogs like John and Hank Green, and I think the 5 Awesome Girls too, whenever they do their serious vlogging. It's important to kind of, you get a window into the way that people live, and people that probably don't really feel that special or that noticed in their daily lives, but as soon as the camera comes on and they share their stories, you realize, hey, this person has a lot in their lives that I would never know about, or people that they know probably don't even know about until that camera comes on or until that microphone comes on. And it's creative nonfiction, and it's something that I'm really, really interested in. It's not always even memoir, because if you read things like Sarah Vowell or David Sedaris, it's not always completely straight up, this is my life. A lot of times they take a theme, like Sarah Vowell takes themes. She did one, it's called Assassination Vacation, where she went to a whole bunch of sites where people were assassinated. So it's like a journey with her while she's discovering all these historic things. So it's a lot more than just about her. And I like that. That's something that I definitely do like doing, because I do feel like places and adventures and goals often can bring about the stories within us that we might not have even been thinking about. But yeah, I think it's important, and I definitely think if you've not seen This American Life, or listened to it, I should say, because it's a radio show and it's still on. It's on every Saturday, I think. But it depends. You'll have to check your local radio listing. But I definitely think you should check it out, and I'll try to annotate somewhere within this picture that you see before you to maybe one of the episodes or something, so that you can get a little glimpse of it, just in case you're not sure that you would like it. It makes me want to talk about the importance of preserving public radio and public media, because there's all this stuff going on right now where the certain parts of the government want to end or stop giving funding to public broadcasting. A lot of the most important stories, like he said in the beginning of that book, are these true-to-life stories that you hear by listening to NPR. NPR is like the voice of the nation. If you listen to This American Life, they're people from all walks of life talking about things that have been happening to them. It has nothing to do with their political point of view or whatever. And people who are not even from here sometimes. There was one guy who was from Iraq, and he came to America and was talking to Americans about the situation in Iraq. And it was very, very interesting. And it was not it wasn't a liberal thing, because he's not American. all he wanted to do was see an actual, true-to-life, this is what the American people think. So he went around in a booth and talked to people. I feel like if you completely cut off these programs that are so educational and informative, I think it would be greatly damaging the way that we see our world. Hopefully it will never ever go away, because I don't want my kids to grow up without Sesame Street and without This Blended Table and This American Life and Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.